Welcome to another deep dive brought to you by Books and Bytes. Today we're really digging into, well, the captivating origin story of a global icon, straight from the source, Shoe Dog. The memoir by Phil Knight, the visionary behind Nike.
That's right. You definitely know the brand Nike, but the journey to get there, it's just an incredible story.
Absolutely. Full of daring, grit, and so many unexpected turns. Our mission for you today is to explore the core insights from Knight's early entrepreneurial life. We want to show you how a seemingly crazy idea evolved into blue ribbon sports.
Which was the precursor to Nike, yeah.
Exactly. And the immense personal and business hurdles he navigated along the way.
Get ready for some powerful revelations, I think, about what it truly takes to build something legendary. It's not straightforward.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So let's start right at the very beginning with Phil Knight himself. Long before the swoosh was, everywhere, he was this young, restless guy from Oregon. Got his degrees, University of Oregon, Stanford Business School.
Right. But he wasn't chasing what you'd call conventional success.
No. He was driven by this really deep desire to leave a mark on the world. And crucially, he wanted to be different.
And he had that famous line about his motivation.
Yeah, not wanting to win, but simply not wanting to lose.
And that subtle psychological distinction, it's really potent. Not wanting to lose. It just injects a whole different kind of intensity into how you approach things as an entrepreneur.
Like a fierce determination to just avoid failure.
Exactly. A sort of watchful, almost defensive drive. And it can be incredibly effective, shaping pretty much every decision.
And this mindset, it first showed up during his time at Stanford, right?
Yeah, with his crazy idea.
Yeah.
He wrote this research paper arguing that Japanese running shoes could disrupt the American market.
Just like Japanese cameras had done to the German camera companies.
Precisely. It was, remarkably insightful for the time.
Imagine pitching that, though. He described the room as full of formal boredom and vacant stares.
Yeah, I can picture it. But his professor saw something there?
Gave him an A. But for Knight, that academic nod was just, the first little step.
Right. Before he actually dared to act on it, he took off.
Yeah, that year-long bucket list trip around the world.
Mm-hmm.
He said he needed to walk the track before running the big race.
Immerse himself first.
Totally. See the world's most beautiful and wondrous places.
And that journey, it was so much more than just tourism, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely. It was this profound period of self-discovery absorbing everything.
Like in Japan, he encountered Zen Buddhism.
Yeah.
And that concept of Kensho or Satori enlightenment in a flash, that really resonated with him.
Challenged his, linear Western thinking.
Exactly. Opened him up. And he absorbed all these diverse cultures, philosophies, Manila's chaos, quiet walled gardens.
All while wrestling with those big questions like, what is my purpose?
And
he hit some rough patches, too. Getting really sick in Calcutta. He called it one of the loneliest times of his life.
Wow.
Found unexpected joy surfing in Hawaii, though. These raw experiences, they really forged his perspective, didn't they?
Yeah, they reinforced that desire for a meaningful, different kind of life.
And think about the art he saw. The anger in Michelangelo's David. Da Vinci's obsession with the foot as engineering.
Right. And being moved by Nessun Dorma at La Scala.
Believing at dawn, I will win, I will win, I will win.
Mm-hmm.
That trip really cemented the crazy idea. Made it feel less like a paper and more like a life force.
And that's why this early part is so important for you listening. It really shows how exploring the world and that deep self-reflection can be such powerful fuel.
Yeah, clarifying your own unique vision. Even for something practical like shoes.
It's about finding that personal connection, which then fuels the professional drive.
So, okay, he's back home, armed with this renewed purpose. How does he actually start turning this crazy idea into reality?
Well, the first hurdle was closer to home, his dad.
Right, convincing his skeptical father, the publisher of the Oregon Journal, to give him some backing.
And his dad had already paid for college in Stanford, so he wasn't exactly thrilled.
I think the quote was, "How long do you think you're going to keep jackassing around with these shoes?"
Yeah, something like that. But here's where his mom comes in.
Yes. The quiet support.
Exactly. She quietly backed his ambition, even bought the first pair of shoes, the Limber-Ups, right in front of his father.
A subtle but really powerful move.
Totally. And for Knight, those first shoes, those creamy white with blue stripes, they weren't just products. He called them more than beautiful, almost sacred objects.
It really highlights those unsung heroes behind entrepreneurs, doesn't it? the support system.
Absolutely. They provide that crucial anchor.
And one of those first pairs went to someone pretty important.
Bill Bowerman, his former track coach.
A force of nature indeed. A coaching genius, obsessed with shoe design, always tearing them apart, modifying them.
Trying to make them sleeker, softer, lighter.
And, yeah, a bit eccentric, rigging his mailbox with explosives.
Yeah. Definitely unconventional. Knight realized you wanted him on your side.
So how do you work with someone like that? So brilliant, but maybe a bit volatile.
Well, Bowerman's reaction to the Japanese shoes, the Tigers, was instant. He didn't just like them, he wanted in.
50-50? Just like that.
Yep. A total game changer. Blue Ribbon Sports suddenly had not just a co-founder, but this incredible product innovator.
And a legend in the track world. That name carried weight.
Huge credibility, and his design skills were essential.
So Bowerman's in, Knight starts selling shoes.
Yeah.
Literally out of the trunk of his car, right? Is Valiant.
Yeah, hitting up track meets.
And he realized something important then. Unlike selling encyclopedias, which he hated because of the rejection,
Right.
selling shoes felt different. He said, it wasn't selling. I believed in running.
And that belief, that authenticity, it makes such a difference.
Customers could feel it.
Yeah. It turns a transaction into something more like, well, passionate evangelism. You're not just selling stuff. You're sharing something you believe in.
It builds that deeper trust.
For sure. And then there was another key early person, Jeff Johnson.
The first full-time employee.
Right. Johnson was like a social worker for running, writing letters, giving advice.
Believing that runners are God's chosen, even back when running was seen as kind of weird.
Yeah. A true believer.
So this whole early phase, it really hammers home that you need that passionate belief, right?
Absolutely. And those strategic, maybe unconventional partnerships.
Plus a real connection to the product and the people using it. That's how you get traction.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so Blue Ribbon Sports starts growing fast. Like 100% sales increase in year 2. Sounds great, but...
But growth brings its own problems, especially with the banks.
Yeah, banker Harry White and his boss Bob Wallace, they saw Knight's fast growth as dangerous.
Because it was off your balance sheet. The company was growing faster than its equity, which made conservative bankers really nervous.
They like tangible assets, not just rapid expansion.
Right. And this is that classic tension, isn't it? The cautious financial world versus the dynamic entrepreneur.
Knight's response was pretty blunt. Life is growth. Business is growth. You grow or you die.
He really believed that. But the banks, First National, they held all the cards back then. Wallace had immense power.
Made life difficult. Especially when Onitsuka, the supplier, was often late shipping the shoes.
Yeah, made it even harder for Knight to cover his loans. He felt like the bank was constantly dunning him for money he didn't quite have yet. A real tightrope walk.
And speaking of Onitsuka, that relationship was another major challenge. The Japanese supplier.
Oh, absolutely. The whole culture of indirection.
Where no one ever turns you down flat. No one ever says straight out no, but they don't say yes either.
Knight called it a fun house with trick mirrors, especially since he admitted he wasn't a great negotiator.
Navigating that must have been incredibly stressful.
For sure. And it highlights those challenges of cross-cultural business. Especially post-war, there could still be these subtle undercurrents.
And eventually, it led to betrayal, didn't it?
Yeah, Kitami, an Onitsuka executive. He started working against them, talking to competitors. Knight felt like Kitami was poisoning the relationship.
After 7 years of building the brand for them in America, a devastating blow.
It really was. And it forced their hand. They had to create their own shoes.
So with all this external pressure,
Yeah.
banks, suppliers, betrayal, how did they cope internally?
Well, paradoxically, through their really unorthodox team culture.
Which brings us to those legendary, maybe infamous, butt-face retreats.
Oh, yeah, the butt faces, a term Johnson coined.
I mean, can you picture it? These retreats at places like Sun River. Knight describes the room. 2 morbidly obese guys, a chain-smoking guy, him, just laughing until their voices gave out.
Total chaos, it sounds like, but with a purpose.
Yeah, no idea was too sacred, no person too important to be, well, ridiculed.
So the question is, how does that kind of unconventional, almost chaotic style actually lead to success?
Right, it seems counterintuitive.
But the butt face culture, even though it sounds rough, it created this space for brutal honesty and, surprisingly, innovation.
People like Hayes, the accounting genius who saw beauty in numbers.
Yeah, Hayes could apparently tell the future with figures. And Woodell, who brought order to chaos with his calm, they were essential.
And Knight said they were merciless self-loathers, which kept egos in check.
That environment of radical candor while definitely risky, it built trust. It allowed those truly disruptive ideas to surface because no one was afraid to speak up or be challenged.
So this part really shows you building a successful company isn't always neat and tidy.
Not even close. It's often about navigating constant financial stress, adapting to different cultures.
And building a loyal team, even if they're a bit quirky, who thrive on challenging everything.
Yeah, you have to be resilient enough to kind of embrace the chaos sometimes.
Okay, so in the middle of all these battles, financial, cultural, Blue Ribbon needed its own identity fast.
Big time. They were breaking away from Onitsuka.
And that's when the swoosh happened. 1971. A student, Carolyn Davidson, designed it for, what was it, $35?
Just $35. Incredible. Though Knight apparently didn't love it at first.
Yeah, he thought, it'll have to do. But it was a start. They still needed a name, though.
Knight liked Dimension 6, his own invention.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it?
No. His team, especially Johnson, pushed back. They wanted something short, strong, memorable.
And Knight actually listened to Johnson's intuition here, his savant-like nature.
Yeah, Johnson had this theory about iconic brands. Short names, maybe 2 syllables, strong sounds like K or X.
And the name Nike. It came to Johnson in a dream.
That's the story. After the Greek goddess of victory, it just clicked.
It shows that blend, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like analytical thinking about brand names, but also trusting that flash of intuition.
Absolutely crucial in branding. Sometimes you just have to go with that gut feeling.
Then came the really brutal part, the legal showdown with Onitsuka.
A real turning point.
And Knight had to confess some uncomfortable truths to his lawyer, Cousin Hauser. That he had a spy memo, that he'd borrowed Konami's folder.
Things that would look really bad in court.
Shady. He even thought about MacArthur. You are remembered for the rules you break. He considered hiding it.
Must have been an agonizing choice. Play it straight or bend the rules.
It raises that huge question for any entrepreneur, right? When do you push the boundaries for survival?
Definitely. In the end, he decided to be upfront. And apparently, he wasn't great on the stand. Came off shady, shifty.
But then came the key testimony. Iwano from Onitsuka.
Right. Iwano revealed there was a firm, fixed plan in place to break our contract. That was huge.
Plus, the unwavering support from Nisho, that other Japanese trading company, and their contact Sumeragi.
All that together proved decisive. They won the case in July 1974. A massive, massive relief.
Must have been. Though Knight mentioned the awkward elevator ride with Katami afterward.
Nah, it's not bad.
But alongside the legal fights, innovation was always humming away.
Oh yeah, building on Bowerman's famous waffle sole.
Made in his wife's waffle iron. Classic story.
Classic Bowerman. Then this former aerospace engineer, M. Frank Rudy, shows up.
With another crazy idea. Putting air into running shoes. For better cushioning.
Knight was skeptical. Like air. You're kidding me, right?
But Johnson, he got it immediately after a test run. Saw the potential.
Ever the visionary. And that led to the Tailwind shoe with Rudy's patented air soles.
It's amazing how ideas cross over, isn't it? Aerospace engineering sparking a running shoe revolution.
Totally. It just shows Nike's commitment to pushing boundaries, even when things went wrong.
Like with the first Tailwinds, they had issues.
Yeah, apparently microscopic razors in the upper material caused problems, led to a recall.
Ouch.
But even then, customers apparently wrote in thanking them for innovating. Shows the loyalty they'd built.
Wow. And through all this business drama, Knight's personal life was right there in the mix.
Deeply intertwined, his wife, Penny, working for Blue Ribbon while pregnant.
Filling 1,500 mail orders, matching foot tracings to shoes. Incredible dedication.
Really was. And Knight reflects on balancing his management style with being a father, always questioning if he was good or merely good enough.
The constant stress led to burnout, didn't it?
Yeah, but he credits his 6-mile runs and family time with keeping him sane, essential outlets.
So this whole segment, it just screams audacity, right? Bold decisions, legal fights, relentless innovation.
And huge personal sacrifice, all held together by that dedicated, quirky team and the support at home.
So the Onitsuka battle is won. Nike is born. What's next?
Global expansion. They started looking at manufacturing in Taiwan, and then, even more ambitiously, China.
Which back then was a huge undertaking. A bureaucratic maze.
Definitely. Needed a formal government invitation. Knight joked about fighting a Chinese version of the bureaucraken.
He knew bureaucracy well from fighting the U.S. Treasury over that massive $25 million import duty.
Exactly. So entering China was daunting. But they worked with David Chang, a China hand with serious connection.
Even Hayes, the numbers guy with all his phobias, made the trip.
Yeah, that shows the commitment. And seeing those old rusty factories in remote towns, it highlighted the challenge, but also the opportunity for Nike to help modernize.
And they did it. Signed deals with 2 factories, became the first American shoemaker in China.
A truly massive step. Monumental.
But even with all this growth, there was still one big internal debate: going public.
Ah, yes, the IPO question. Contentious.
It meant, obviously, a ton of money in a flash, but also
Losing control. Answering to thousands of strangers, Johnson and Strasser were strongly against it.
feared it would spoil the culture.
A valid concern. But Knight ultimately saw it as, well, mandatory to keep growing.
So the IPO happened December 2, 1980, a triumphant moment, but maybe a bit bittersweet.
Reflective, for sure. And it brings up that critical question for founders. How do you balance needing capital with protecting your company's soul, its original vision?
Knight really emphasizes that for him and the core team, it wasn't just about money.
Right. Business was no more about making money than being human is about making blood. Money was the means, not the end goal.
And they hit their target price, $22 a share. So it fueled the future, but they felt they kept their core intact.
Seems like it. A huge success.
Now, we can't wrap this up without talking about Steve Prefontaine.
Absolutely not. A legend.
After his 4th place at the '72 Olympics, Nike basically hired him, right? Gave him a salary, a condo, partly to keep him from hurting himself in extra races.
Yeah, trying to manage his incredible drive. And his famous quote,
"Somebody may beat me, but they're going to have to bleed to do it." Just pure passion and competitiveness.
and that spirit became so intertwined with Nike's identity, especially after his tragic death in 1975.
Turning the crash site into a shrine where people still leave Nikes.
He became more than just an athlete. He was a symbol. His legacy really reinforced that warrior spirit at Nike, that belief in relentless effort.
And Knight's reflections later, walking the Nike campus.
Yeah.
Seeing buildings named after Bowerman, Hayes, Prefontaine.
It shows that deep appreciation for the whole collective journey, doesn't it? He sees the campus as this Edenic collegiate campus, a testament to what that crazy idea finally became.
A place where that pursuit of victory, in whatever form, just continues.
Yeah. And this final part really shows you the true measure isn't just the dollars and cents.
Right. It's about building something lasting, inspiring a movement, connecting with people through that unwavering, passionate vision. Wow. That was quite a run, wasn't it?
It really was an incredible story.
From that restless guy in Oregon with a crazy idea to a global phenomenon, Phil Knight's journey in Shoe Dog is just a masterclass in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, in resilience, vision, all of it.
We've seen how that relentless passion, be willing to embrace those unconventional partnerships.
And that almost defiant resilience against constant financial and legal stress.
How all that can transform a simple idea into an empire that genuinely connects with people.
It's really a testament to the power of belief, isn't it?
Belief in the product, belief in the team, and believe in one person's vision changing things.
If you're feeling inspired and want to dive even deeper into Phil Knight's incredible journey, you should definitely grab a copy of Shoe Dog.
Yeah, you can find the link right in our description. It's a fantastic read.
So as you reflect on this deep dive, maybe think about this. What's your crazy idea? The one others might dismiss as, jackassing around.
And what unexpected detours, challenges, or partners might be out there waiting to help you leave your mark?
And maybe, just maybe, what rules might you have to bend or even break to make it happen? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive from Books and Bytes.
Subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating books.